Hi and welcome to Academy, where we learn, craft, and create. My name is Melissa and today we're going to be making a negative space painting. This is a really easy painting that you don't need a lot of materials for or a lot of time, and here's what you'll need to get started. You'll need a couple colors of acrylic paint, you can choose whatever color you'd like, a piece of paper, a paintbrush, a pair of scissors, and some masking tape. You'll also need a little dish, or I have a yogurt lid here to put the paint on, a jar of clean water to clean your brush, and a towel or paper towel to dry your brush off. After you've gathered all of these materials, you're ready to go, so let's get started. I'm going to start just by making myself some room over here and bringing my paper right in front of me. The first step here is to actually create the negative space. So what we're doing with this is basically masking off random spots on the paper so that after we paint on it, we can peel it off and there will be white space underneath. This is where the scissors come in handy because you can actually cut smaller pieces. You can keep them this thick, you can make them thinner, you can kind of do whatever you'd like. And the good thing about masking tape is that it comes off of surfaces really easy, so you can actually stick your paper right onto your table. So for this piece, I'm actually just going to cut it a little bit smaller. Again, you totally don't have to do this. You can kind of do whatever you would like. And the key with this is sort of just to make some really cool shapes. So I'm going to try to make some triangles. You can crisscross things so that there's like smaller spaces in between. So right here where I cross the tape over, there will be a little X when I take it off. I'm going to do a bigger piece kind of right across the middle here. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. So my best advice is sort of just to start taping and see where it takes you. Add another piece here. You also don't have to use the scissors if you want it to look a little bit more unique. You can kind of just rip pieces off. So now that edge will be a little bit bumpy and not as straight. I might rip this half off. And just take some time to sort of get the painting to look like how you'd want it. So in the meantime, I'm just going to finish taping this, and when I am happy with how it looks, we'll be right back. So now that I have everything taped and ready to go, we are good to start painting. I actually taped off the edges all the way around my paper so that I didn't get any paint on the table. If this isn't something that you want to do on your painting, that's totally okay. Just make sure that you're putting something underneath so that you don't get paint on the table or paint on top of a surface that you're okay to get paint on. And now basically we just fill in the blanks. So you can squirt a little bit of each paint right onto your lid, so right onto my yogurt lid or whatever you're using as a palette. And once you have a little bit of paint out, you are ready to go. So now that you're at the painting stage, something important to remember is that you don't actually need a lot of paint to cover the space. I'm just using regular printer paper, which means that it's not very thick. And if you use a really thick layer of paint, not only will it take forever to dry, but it actually warps the paper and makes it a little bit bumpy, and that's not really something you want for your finished product. So just make sure that you're not taking that much paint and really spreading it out in your spaces. So I have a lot of little spaces to fill in, so I'm going to get to painting and I'll be right back when I'm all finished. I'm going to start peeling my tape. This part is really important to take your time with because if you start peeling and notice that any of your paint is still a little bit wet, just stop, give it a few more minutes to dry, and then you can start peeling. All right, after a few minutes of tape peeling, I am all done my painting. It ended up looking like this. So as you can see, these were the parts here where I had some of the thicker tape versus this part here where I cut the tape in half. There are these kind of cool parts here that are a little bit jagged, and that's where I ripped the tape instead of cutting it. That wraps it up for our negative space painting today. I really appreciate you being here with me. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to see more content like this on Academy's channel, and we will see you in the next one.